afternoon and welcome to a windy Prairie Park here in East Urbana. Jason Liggett with you as we get set for Big 12 conference play between the Danville Vikings and your Urbana Tigers. And there's the first pitch from Urbana, low for ball one. Batting is Jake Stipp with Danville. Made contact and fouled back to even up the count at one apiece. On the mound is Jake Welbus for the Tigers, as we've seen him on the Tigers Media Network before. Good to see him back tossing the ball around today. That one grounded to second. It's going to be flipped over. No! Ball got a hold of him there a little bit. And Stipp will reach on an E4 there. Alex Poor starting at second for the Tigers. Wasn't able to field that routine ground ball there. So runner on first as we see Welbus fire back over to Calhoun. Trying to keep Stipp on the bag. Little bunt right there, and they get him at first, but making his way all the way to third is Stipp for the Vikings. So Miklo Strader with the sack bunt. Trevor Davis up to the plate for the Vikings, as they have a prime opportunity to strike first here with a runner on third and just one out. That one down for ball one, a 1-1 count now. To the Vikings pitcher, Trevor Davis. 1-2 delivery from Welbus. That's going to be a swift ground ball. They're going to try to get him at home. That throw high. Mancuso leaps and brings it down, but Stipp just too fast as runner is safe at first and runner is safe at home. The Vikings strike first here in the top of the first inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. So an RBI single for Trevor Davis. Aiden Lamar up for the Vikings now. That one inside for ball one. Iggy first on deck for Danville. That one's popped up high. Let's see if it stays in play. Calhoun over there. And catches it for out number 2 of the inning. So Lamar pops out. That's going to bring up Iggy first, as we hear the wind pick up a little bit. Iggy starting at first base for Danville. Number 2 outside. That one nibbles the outside corner there for strike one. It's a 1-2 count here. So a 2-2 count, 2 out with a runner on first. Danville's already got one across the plate, and there's a nice hit, and that's over the head of Poor. And runner's going to be safe at first and second for Danville. That'll bring up second baseman Braden Walters for the Vikings, with 2 men on and 2 out. Christian Masterman waits on deck. Healthy lead there on second base from Trevor Davis. Davis singled, RBI for the first run of the game. That one lined down third and stays just fair, pops up on the third base bag, and Danville's got the bases loaded. Donnie Williams getting the start at third base today for Coach Gino Hoffman and the Tigers. Would like to see him field that and step right on third, but it took a wicked hop there as it hit third base, and everyone's safe. And Masterman up to the plate now for Danville as they threaten to add some crooked numbers to the scoreboard here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss there for strike number 2. And Welbus gets him swinging for out number 3 of the inning. So 1 run gets across the plate. The Vikings leave 3 stranded as it's a 1-0 ball game. We're headed to the bottom of the first as the Tigers look to answer back. Leading off for the Tigers is right fielder Jordan Smith. Andrew Mancuso batting second. In the 3-hole is Jacob Welbus. First baseman Miller Calhoun batting cleanup. Second baseman Alex Poor batting 5th. Fraley is 6th. Donnie Williams 7th. Will Brown batting 7th, and batting 8th, and rounding up the order is Zeke Brown, the Tigers shortstop. I think I felt a few little raindrops, which certainly was a threat earlier in the week. They were predicting showers for today, but it was a nice sunny day in Urbana for the most part, but we see the wind starting to pick up, and I imagine here in an hour or so I'll be regretting leaving my jacket in the car, and hopefully not regretting leaving my umbrella at home, but we'll see. Jason Liggett here with you for Big 12 Conference play from Prairie Park. The Danville Vikings get out to an early 1-0 lead, top of the first, and now we're in the bottom of the first as the Urbana Tigers look to answer back. That one high, maybe just a little inside there to Jordan Smith. That one well outside. And not able to haul that one in is Urbana, or Danville's catcher. On the mound for the Vikings is Trevor Davis. Davis with the RBI single in the top of the first, so adding to his cause. 3-1 the count now to Jordan Smith. Smith fouls that one straight back into the backstop. Full count now for the first batter on the Tigers lineup. And Smith looks at ball number 4, and Tigers get the leadoff man here. Catcher Andrew Mancuso up to the plate. Mancuso pops this one up high. Not sure if it's going to get out of play or not. I think it does, down the first base side. Smith headed to second, going to be a close play. Throw just a little bit off, a little bit high, and he slides in safely. So Jordan Smith with the stolen base there for Urbana. They've got a runner in scoring position with no outs. And Smith has got some speed around the bags. We've seen that before over the years. The 0-2 on Mancuso is inside for ball number 1. Jeremy Button catching for the Vikings. He'll be due up first in the second inning for Danville. Over at first base for Danville's Iggy First, covering second Braden Walters. Miklo Strader at third. Christian Masterman playing short. Fouled back to the soccer fields behind us to make the count remain at 1-2. Across the outfield for Danville is Jeremy Irvin. In center, Jake Stipp. And playing right field is Aiden Lamar. That ball gets away from Joey Bunton and making it standing up safely to third base is Jordan Smith for Urbana. So a prime opportunity here for Urbana to even up this game. They've got a runner on third, no out. Mancuso still at the plate. It's a 2-2 count. He hits that one down first. It hits the bag. Similar to how we saw the ball hit the bag in the top half of the inning. And coming home safely to score is Jordan Smith. So an RBI single there from Andrew Mancuso will tie this ball game up at 1 apiece. Pitcher Jacob Welbus up for Urbana. There's the 1-1 delivery from Davis. Welbus pops this one up. Shallow right field, and coming in to make the play on that one is Aiden Lamar. That'll be the first out of this half inning here. Brings up first baseman Miller Calhoun. Calhoun lets strike one go past him. And hesitates there on ball number 1. See the sun trying to peek back out behind the clouds here. That pitch inside for ball number 2. So a 2-1 count here to Calhoun, just one out. Mancuso's on first. It's a tie ball game as Calhoun rips away at that one. A healthy swing, but doesn't come up with anything. And Trevor Davis gets Calhoun looking for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up second baseman Alex Poor for Urbana. Tries to get a hold of that one. Not able to connect, and a real low inside swing there. Davis fires that one in there for strike number 2, so an 0-2 count now. Mancuso still on first base. And Poor goes down swinging. 3 straight pitches for strike number 3 and the third out of the inning. So the Tigers get one across, and they leave one stranded as we head to the top of the second. It's a tie ball game, 1-1 here at Prairie Park. Due up for the Danville Vikings is catcher Joey Bunton. The Tigers enter this one with a 2-16 record, 2-8 in the conference. And looking on the other side of the diamond, the Danville Vikings are 7-8 overall, 4-5 in the conference. Joey Bunton makes contact with that one. It goes foul down the third base side. There's the 0-1 delivery from Welbus. Well, bit of a weak swing there from Bunton. I don't think he quite knew whether he wanted to swing at that one or not, but regardless, strike number 2. 0-2 count here. That one popped up behind the plate right near us. Right near Peyton Sheen. He wasn't able to come up with that one, though. Peyton, of course, started this season with the Urbana Tigers baseball team, and definitely the standout player on their basketball team, or one of the standout players, I should say, on the regional championship basketball this year for the Tigers. And Bunton swings away at strike number 3. I'll bring up left fielder Jeremy Irvin. Irvin batting 9th for Danville, and looks like he got hit there just on the leg. I think that might have just brushed his pants. I'm not too sure, but regardless, he's on his way to first. And just one out in the inning, to clarify. I know that the scoreboard out there, they recorded that as an out, but not an out, hit by pitch. He's safe at first. And up to the plate, we go back to the start of the order. It's Jake Stipp, center fielder for the Danville Vikings. Welbus fires over to Calhoun, trying to catch Bunton off the bag, to no avail. And that time, Bunton, or excuse me, that's Jeremy Irvin over there, and Jeremy Irvin makes it safe at second. That one fouled back behind some Danville faithful who made the trip over to Urbana today. Makes it a 1-2 count to Jake Stipp. Stipp hit a routine ground ball to Alex Poor in the top half of the first. Poor was unable to handle that one in a timely manner, and Stipp reached on an E4. He swings and misses at that one for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the inning. Miklo Strader back up to the plate. He had a sac bunt his first time round. Strader starting at third base for the Vikings. He swings away at strike number 1. And Welbus blows strike number 2 right past him. See if he can catch up with this pitch. That one low for ball 1, and advancing to third is Jeremy Irvin. So the Vikings with a runner on third and 2 outs here in the second. That one hit swiftly, and that time Alex Poor does a nice job staying with that hard hit ground ball. Tosses it Calhoun for the third and final out of the inning. So the Vikings leave one stranded, don't get any across the plate. Still a tie ball game, 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the second here at Prairie Park. Jason Liggett with you. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network, whether that's watching on Comcast Xfinity's channels 6 and 1096, AT&T UVerse channel 99, or i3 Broadband Channel 6. We're also streaming online. You can always visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/UPTV6. And we're on the live stream app on Roku and Apple TV devices, Urbana Public Television. You can visit our website, urbanapublictelevision.org, for more information as a gust of wind blows past us here in East Urbana, where no matter what the weather is in the rest of town, it's always a little windier here, that's for sure. A little bit out in the open here. Sophomore Garrett Prairie due up for Urbana. Garrett's out in center field for the Tigers today. He gets a hold of that one. It is popped up high to right field and routine fly ball out there. For Aiden Lamar out in right field. Going to bring up third baseman Donnie Williams for Urbana. His first time go around at the plate. This afternoon, he swings at strike number 1. That one popped up high in the infield and gets away. Not able to stay with that one is Miklo Strader, and reaching first base safely is Donnie Williams. So Williams reaches first base on an E5. Regardless, Tigers have a runner on base. Williams with a healthy lead at first base, just one out, and up to the plate is left fielder Will Brown. That one high and gets away from Bunton, and Williams makes his way to second. So here's the 1-1 delivery from Trevor Davis. High and inside for ball number 2. Brown takes a healthy hack at that one, but doesn't connect. A 2-2 count now, with Williams on second. That one inside for ball number 3. And he walks him, so reaching first base safely is Will Brown. So the Tigers have Will Brown on first and Donnie Williams on second. It's going to bring up shortstop Zeke Brown to the plate. Brown swings at that one to even up the count at 1 apiece. So a 1-1 count to shortstop Zeke Brown, just 1 out with runners on at first and second to tie ball game here in the bottom of the second, and Brown looks at strike number 2. Zeke Brown gets hit by a pitch to load the bases. Danville Vikings coach just won the word with the umpire there. Thought that Zeke might have leaned into that one a little bit, but bases loaded regardless with leadoff man Jordan Smith up to the plate. Smith walked his first go-round as he looks at ball number 1 outside. Smith with a big swing and follow through there. A 1-2 count now. Here's the delivery from Trevor Davis. And that one just outside to even up the count at 2 apiece. And Smith goes down swinging for out number 2 of the second inning. Third strikeout of the game for Trevor Davis. And here comes Andrew Mancuso. Mancuso 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI single back in the first. The Tigers could definitely use some offense here to grab the lead. Don't want to squander a bases loaded opportunity, as that one's inside for ball number 2. I should add that Urbana certainly would be fine with a walk as well as a 2-0 count here. I assume Davis just wants to get one in there for strike number 1, and he does just that. Ball 3 inside, so a 3-1 count now to Mancuso. Bases loaded here for the Tigers. Big spot in the game here at Prairie Park, and that one called for strike number 2, so a full count. And that one inside for ball number 4. Danville Vikings going to walk in a run as Donnie Williams comes across the plate for Urbana. Welbus back up to the plate for Urbana. Davis having a little bit of trouble finding the plate here at all times in the second. Tigers grab a 2-1 lead, and that's a well-hit ground ball, but a routine play for the Danville Vikings. As we see Masterman flip that to Walters for the third and final out of the second inning. The Tigers leave 3 stranded, but they do get 1 across the plate to grab the lead. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of Urbana as we head to the third inning. And pitcher Trevor Davis going to lead off this inning for the Vikings. So a full count here in the top of the third to Davis. And that pitch fouled back behind us. And that one, ball number 4, a little bit low. Davis thought ball number 3, or excuse me, strike number 2 was ball number 4 as he started to trot off to first base, but ump called him back, and that's when he fouled one back and got the next one called a ball number 4. So no outs with Davis on first. So we see Aiden Lamar at the plate. He fouls one straight back for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count to Lamar. Lamar 0 for 1 on the day. Popped out back in the first. He swings away at that one for strike number 2. Well, the wind picked up enough. I had to run to my car there and grab my jacket. There's the throw from Mancuso, a little high as that goes sailing into center field. And Davis reaches second safely. He trotted a little bit, thought about heading to third, but thought twice and went back to second. So stolen base for Davis. as Lamar went down, and Iggy First, the first baseman for the Danville Vikings, back up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single. So he swings away at that one to even up the count at 1 apiece. We did start this game a little bit early. About 4:05, Gino Hoffman came to me and said, "Hey, is it okay if we start early?" And I said, "Well, give me about 5 minutes." Turned out I needed about 10. We got started about 4:17 today, a 4:30 scheduled start time. But if you start early, you get done early, and hopefully avoid the showers that are expected this evening. Although last time I checked this afternoon, they weren't coming until well after the ball game would have ended had we started at 4:30. But with that said, I've already felt a couple of drops back in the first inning, so hopefully we get the whole game in. We have a full count situation here to Iggy First. 1 out, runner on second for Danville. Urbana's ahead 2-1. Top of the third inning. And ball number 4. So Davis walked to lead off the inning, and Lamar struck out. And then Iggy First walks again. Looks like Coach Gino Hoffman wants to talk things over with his starter Jacob Welbus and the infielder, and Danville takes this opportunity to talk a little strategy over on the third base side. Gino is done, and thus Danville is done. Probably just wanted to get everybody on the same page here. With just 1 out and runners on first and second for the Vikings. So Braden Walters shows bunt, and that pitch gets away from Mancuso. Both runners advance, so now runners on second and third with just 1 out here in the top of the third. Braden Walters 1 for 1 on the day. He singled back in the first inning. And he knocks that one to score the run. Sack bunt. Just how they drew it up there. So Tigers do get the second out, but Danville evens up the score at 2 apiece in the top of the third here. And they've still got Iggy First out there on third base as Christian Masterman to the plate. Masterman struck out his first go-round back in the first inning. He swings away at strike number 2. And swings away for strike number 3. So a big at bat there for Danville and perhaps for Jacob Welbus as well. Didn't want that game to get away. Been a good ball game so far. 1 run across the plate for each team in the first. Urbana takes the lead back in the second inning, 2-1, as we head to the middle of the third. It's knotted up at 2 apiece as Danville leaves 1 runner on, gets 1 across the plate. It's a tie ball game, headed to the bottom of the third. And 2 up for Urbana is first baseman Miller Calhoun.
Calhoun 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out back in the first inning. Calhoun right back to the mound. And some nice fielding there from Trevor Davis. Tosses that over to Iggy first for the out. Alex Poor back up to the plate for Urbana as he looks at strike number 1. Poor taps that one back just a little bit, so a 1-2 count now with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And Poor swings away at strike number 3. So Davis gets Poor swinging for the second out of the third inning, and up to the plate is Garrett Fraley. Fraley out in center field for Gino Hoffman today. He popped out back in the second. Swings at the first pitch there. It's a slow roller to short. He's trying to beat it out, but cannot make it. Routine play there for the Danville Vikings. They throw it over to Iggy first for the third and final out of the third inning. So the Tigers don't get any aboard and no runs across the plate either. It's a tie 2-2 ball game. We're headed to the fourth inning here at Prairie Park. And catcher Joey Bunton set to lead this off for Danville, much as he did back in the second. And the first pitch of the fourth inning, Bunton gets a hold of that one. He hits it out into right center and gets a single out of it. So Jordan Smith and Garrett Fraley out there, but neither one able to make a play on that ball. And Danville gets their leadoff man on. Probably the best hit ball we've seen this afternoon. Close play at second, but Bunton is in there safely, sliding underneath that tag. Jeremy Irvin showed Bunton there, and as soon as he did, Bunton took off. Irvin hit by a pitch his first go-round. He's still going to bunt it, And what a beauty it is. Exactly what you would want to do there if you're Irvin. So he makes it to first base safely. He advances Joey Bunton to third base. And the Tigers might be in a little bit of trouble. Runners on the corner with no out here in the fourth. Jake Stipp back up to the plate for Danville. As we see Welbus toss it over to Calhoun, trying to pick off Irvin. Not successful as Irvin dives back in time. And Mancuso popped up, thinking he'd throw Irvin out at second, but wisely looking Bunton back to the third base. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Danville. Runners on second and third with no out. Stipp up to the plate, a 1-0 count. And that one lined into left field. 1 run's going to come across to score. 2 runs going to come across to score. And sliding safely into second base is center fielder Jake Stipp for the Danville Vikings. So it's a 4-2 ball game. And 2 RBI double for Jake Stipp. Miklo Strader grounded out his last time up. Sack bunt back in the first. Urbana's got a 5-2 ball game on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure by my scorecard it's 4-2. Danville and there's Trevor Davis adding to his own cause, hitting that one in. That's going to plate Jake Stipp. Davis with an RBI double. Swing and a miss for Aiden Lamar. So it's an 0-1 count, 1 out. Danville's already got 3 across the plate. They got a runner on second. Today at Prairie Park. That one fouled back behind us. So Lamar goes down on strikes. Davis slides safely into third. So Danville with a runner on third base here with 2 out. And Iggy first up to the plate. first, 1 for 1 with an RB or with a single back in the first, and walked back in the third. That one low and inside. First, he leaps out of the way of that ball. Welbus delivers another one inside. So a 2-2 count now to Iggy first. The delivery from Jake, and he got a hold of that one. We'll see if it stays fair, and it does not. A thankful foul ball for the Tigers, as Iggy first made good contact with that, but ripped it foul down the first baseline. That one's going to get past Andrew Mancuso, and coming home to score is Trevor Davis. So that's 4 runs across the plate here in the top of the 4th inning for Danville as they grab a 6-2 lead. And just in time for Danville as Iggy first pops that one up, and Urbana makes the infield fly out occur. And looks like there might be some substitutions going on here for the Vikings. Danville does get 4 across the plate there in the 4th. They don't leave any runners stranded. It's a 6-2 ball game now. We'll see if Urbana can answer back. And it looks like Brendan Yoshis coming into the game to play for Danville. He's out at third base. Donnie Williams up to the plate for Urbana. Strike number 2. Williams reached first base on an E5 back in the 2nd. Inside ball for a 2-2 count now. Will Brown swings away at strike number 2, so an 0-2 count now to left fielder Will Brown. Brown walked his first go-around back in the second inning. Here's the delivery from Davis. That's the first ball of the at-bat. Brown extending this into a full count situation here with 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning, as the Tigers trail by 4. It's a 6-2 ball game. And there's the pitch in there for the 3rd strike of the at-bat. So 2 straight outs here. We'll see if Zeke Brown can keep this half inning alive for Urbana. Zeke Brown swings at that one to even up the count at 1 apiece. Brown hit by a pitch, his first go-around in the second inning, swings at strike number 2. That one fouled straight back to us, to the backstop rather. Pitch hits him. So Brown reaches first base in the second inning as he was hit by a pitch, reaches first base in the 4th inning as he was hit by a pitch. Jordan Smith back up to the plate for the Tigers. Smith walked in the first, struck out in the second, as we see Davis fire strike number 1. Very big lead over there on first base for Brown. He dives back safely as Davis tosses that one over to Iggy first. And back again. He's looking to keep him on that bag, but Zeke Brown not having it. He continues to take a very healthy lead over there on first base. We see Davis look at him once again. He fires to the batter now. That one popped up, bunt, and not what the Tigers wanted there. That'll be the 3rd and final out of the inning. So the Tigers leave one stranded. They don't get any across the plate as they trail by 4. It's a 6-2 ball game. We're headed to the 5th inning here at Prairie Park. Jason Liggett with you on Urbana Public Television, the Tigers Media Network. We appreciate you tuning in and joining us here. Started out as a sunny, warmer spring day, has turned into what we've known to come and love here at at Prairie Park. It's chilly and it's cloudy and it's windy. Very few games have not been windy here at Prairie Park, although we got lucky the last go-round. Michael Monreal and I were out here, and it was pleasant throughout. I think we might have had a light jacket on, but earlier today I had an outdoor shoot, and I was running around and getting kind of hot. Not the case now. I had to run to my car real quick, grab my jacket earlier in the ball game so I can last the rest of the game. Attendance scattered as usual here at Prairie Park, just a few in the bleachers where I'm at, and then other than that, most of the Urbana faithful down the first base side, about even with first base, just past the dugout there, where they like to sit. Welbus fires it in there for strike one. Some good contact there, but right to center field. So Braden Walter pops that one out to start the fifth inning. Out there in center field for the Tigers is Garrett Fraley. And a big rip to left field. That's Brendan Yoshis, who just entered the game. Okay, and what a way to start his afternoon. That one fouled back behind us. Yoshis steals second. So just one out. Danville's got a runner in scoring position, and there's a well-hit ball from Joey Bunton. It's popped up to left field, and Yoshis going to stay put wisely at second base. Jeremy Irvin at the plate for the Danville Vikings now. He singled back in the fourth, hit by a pitch in the second. Irvin swings away at strike number 2, so 1-2 count now. With 2 out, runner on second. Danville's got a 4-run lead here in the top of the 5th. Another one fouled back behind us. As we saw, Yoshis was ready to run. He sprinted to third base, only to backtrack now, head back to second. Grounded to second, routine play as we see Alex Poor flip it to Miller Calhoun for the 3rd and final out of the top half of the 5th. So Irvin grounds out 4-3. And coming up to the plate for the Urbana Tigers is catcher Andrew Mancuso. Mancuso walked his last go around. He had an RBI single back in the 1st. Brought home Jordan Smith for the first run of the ball game. And when he walked back in the 2nd, a run actually scored on that as Danville walked in a run. A lot of foul balls. We saw the umpire, or at least I heard the umpire saying, hey, we need some balls back here. So go gather them up if we want to keep playing. Swing and a miss there from Mancuso. Brings the count to 1-2. That one inside. Even things up at 2 apiece. For more information on Urbana High School athletics, you can follow them on Twitter at AthleticsUrbana. Mancuso makes contact with that, fouls it back. Pitcher Jacob Welbus on deck. First baseman Miller Calhoun in the hole. Mancuso goes down swinging. And that brings up Welbus. Welbus 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Popped out back in the 1st and grounded out in the 2nd. We'll see if he can get something going here offensively in the bottom of the 5th. Welbus knocks that one foul down the third base side. Brings up a 1-2 count as the temperature continues to drop. We see quite a few blankets out here at Prairie Park. And Welbus looks at strike number 3. So back-to-back strikeouts here to to start off the bottom of the fifth for the Tigers. We'll see if Calhoun can get something going. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Struck out in the first, grounded out in the third. That one high and inside for ball number 1. Strikeouts so far on the day for Danville pitcher Trevor Davis. There's another high one for ball number 3, so 3-0 count. I imagine Davis is going to try to get one right down the middle here. And does just that with strike number 1. So 3-1 to Calhoun. Calhoun draws the walk. Second baseman Alex Poor to the plate. I mentioned 8 strikeouts. He's 2 of those 8 strikeouts. He struck out in the first and in the third. And well-hit ball from Poor. That's going to go over the head of the left fielder. Calhoun's coming around third. Gino's waving him in. Calhoun headed to the plate and going to score standing up. So Calhoun comes across the plate for the Tigers, and it's an RBI double for Alex Poor. So Tigers with a runner on third now. That one popped up. Fraley pops it up to first over at first base for the third and final out of the inning. So Alex Poor stranded on third. The Tigers do get one across on Alex Poor's RBI double. It's a 6-3 ball game now as we head to the 6th inning.
There's Miklos Strader with his first hit of the ball game. He gets a single. We saw Jake Stipp, who had an RBI double his last go-round, popped out to lead off the inning. So 1 out as Strader makes his way over to second, safely standing up. Pitcher Trevor Davis at the plate. And that one's inside. Good stop there, Mancuso. He throws down the third, and it goes sailing over the head of Donnie Williams. Williams not able to come up with it, and coming home to score safely is Miklos Strader. So Strader gets the single, and within the next 2 pitches, makes his way all the way around the bags to score. Now a 4-run lead, back to a 4-run lead for the Danville Vikings. It's a 7-3 ball game as Gino Hoffman comes out to the mound and takes the ball from Jacob Welbus. And we'll see who's going to pitch next for Urbana. If you're just joining us, very good ball game we've had between these two teams so far this afternoon. The Vikings scored 1 in the top half of the first. Urbana answered right back with a run of their own in the bottom half. Second inning, Urbana took the lead 2-1 as they headed to the third. Danville was able to tie things up in the third, and then Danville really had the bulk of their runs in the top half of the fourth inning, getting 4 across the plate to make it a 6-2 ball game at that time. Calhoun came across the plate in the bottom half of the fifth. To make it a 6-3 ball game, and we just saw Miklos Strader score for the Vikings. It's a 7-3 ball game. And up to the plate, or up on the mound, I should say, for Urbana is Garrett Fraley. Fraley, a sophomore who's been playing center field this afternoon. I don't remember seeing him at the on the mound so far on the games we've covered on the Tigers Media Network this season, but I definitely could be wrong about that if he came in for relief in an inning or two, but testing my memory, but I don't think that we've seen him, so we'll get to see Garrett Fraley for possibly the first time this afternoon on the Tigers Media Network. And Trevor Davis to the plate for the Vikings. Davis draws the walk. And right fielder Aiden Lamar up to bat now for Danville. Lamar 0 for 3 on the day, pop out and 2 strikeouts. As we see Davis steal second base safely.
And a balk called there on Prairie. You saw Davis trying to steal third. Stopped in the middle of his movement to fire that ball over there, but you can't do that, unfortunately, in that case for the Tigers. That one in there for strike number 1, so a 2-1 count now to Lamar. Runner on third, just 1 out. 4-run lead for Danville. He tips that one foul. Well hit ball there. And not able to get to it is Urbana's left fielder. So 1 run is going to come in and score. And an RBI double there for Aiden Lamar. So Iggy first, 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Singled back in the first, drew a walk in the third, and popped out in the fourth. He gets a hold of this one right away. It's hit to right field, and going to pop out for the second out of the inning. So Lamar remains on second base for Danville. Pop out from first, and that's going to bring Braden Walters up to the plate for the Vikings. And scurrying over to third base is Lamar. So Lamar on third now with 2 out. A 5-run lead for Danville, 8-3. That one high. For ball 1, it's a 1-1 count. Walter swings at that one. So here's the 1-2 delivery from sophomore Garrett Fraley on the mound for the Tigers. Gets him to swing, bloops it up, and a nice fallback catch from Donnie Williams to record the third and final out of the 6th inning. So Danville gets 2 across the plate to extend their lead to 5. It's an 8-3 ball game. Urbana has their work cut out for them here in the bottom of the 6th. And Donnie Williams, who had that nice catch to get the third out of the top half of this inning, will lead off for the Tigers. On the mound now for Danville is Joey Bunton. And behind the plate catching looks like Trevor Davis. So those two have swapped positions here. Johnny Williams knocks that one around pretty well, but foul down the third base side for strike number 1. That one nibbles the outside corner for strike number 2. 0-2 count here. Pitch from Joey Bunton. And gets him looking at strike number 3. Gonna bring junior Will Brown up to the plate for Urbana. He walked back in the second. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the fourth. That one popped up down the first base side. You got 3 Danville players running to it and not able to come up with it. That ball drops. Looked like Braden Walters had that one in his glove, but not able to put the squeeze on it. So Will Brown reaches first. So with 1 out and a runner on first, the Tigers trail by 5, brings up Zeke Brown to the plate. Brown hit by a pitch, both his plate appearances this afternoon. You'd like to see a hit this time, but not a hit at Brown, rather a hit by Brown. That one popped up out of play down the third base side behind the visiting Danville Vikings dugout. Brown with a healthy lead off first. Bunton looks him back, fires that one inside, and swinging is Zeke Brown, almost a hit away from his body. 1-2 the count now. Bunton gets him looking for strike number 3, second out of the inning. Smith back up to the plate for Urbana. 0 for 2 on the day with a walk is Jordan Smith. Takes a hack at that one and misses. So an 0-1 count here. Can hear the youngsters playing on the soccer field behind us. It's got to be chilly for them. It's chilly for me. That pitch is high for ball 2, evens up the count at 2 apiece with 2 out and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. Urbana trails by 5. It's an 8-3 ball game. As Will Brown went to run to second there, but fouled off by Jordan Smith. Well hit ball there by Jordan Smith. And Danville's not able to come up with it. Gino waving Brown home. Play at the plate. And Brown backs off there and is tagged out. Not what Urbana was hoping for. So it would have been a close play had it not been a perfect throw, and it was a pretty perfect throw there by Danville. So no chance for Will Brown to score as he gets tagged out. And it remains an 8-3 ball game headed to the 7th and final inning here at Prairie Park. We'll see who's leading off this inning for Danville. I believe it's going to be Brendan Yoshis. Yoshis had a single his first time around back in the 5th. Yosha swings away at that one to even things up at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, no out here to start off the 7th inning. It's a 5-run lead for Danville on a chilly spring afternoon. He lays down the bunt. He turns on the wheels. We'll see if Williams can get it there in time. He does not. So Yoshis reaches safely on the bunt. Well hit ball to left field, and Tigers able to catch that one. Will Brown out there for Urbana. Records the first out of the inning. And we just saw a highlight from Urbana's left fielder, Will Brown. Now Danville's left fielder, Jeremy Irvin, at the plate. And another balk there by Garrett Fraley. Pitch is high for ball one. Runner on second. One out. Irvin at the plate. That one fouled off from Jeremy Irvin. And Yoshis trying to steal third, gets caught. Mancuso pops right up, fires it over to Donnie Williams, and they lay the tag on Yoshis. So that'll be the second out of the inning and clears the bases. So now Prairie can focus on the batter, Jeremy Irvin. Well hit into center field, and it will be caught by Urbana. So that'll be the third out of the top of the seventh. It's all up to Urbana's offense now. We head to the bottom of the seventh. The Tigers trailing by 5. It's an 8-3 ball game at Prairie Park. Due up for the Tigers is catcher Andrew Mancuso. Mancuso 1 for 2 on the day. He had an RBI single back in the first, walked in the second, and struck out in the fifth. On deck, Jacob Welbus. And in the hole is senior Miller Calhoun. Mancuso gets a hold of that one, but it's caught by Danville back out in right center field. So that brings Welbus up to the plate. Jacob Welbus started this game pitching before Garrett Fraley came in relief. That one outside for ball one. Welbus grounds that one past the third baseman. He's put the wheels on and is safe at first. He rounds first and is headed to second. Slides in safely to second. So Welbus at second base now with just one out. Up to the plate now for the Tigers as we get into substitution time for Coach Gino Hoffman. It's number 6, Gavin Grancy. Gavin's first plate appearance this afternoon. Swings away at strike one. So we'll see how aggressive Welbus is on second base here. He's got a decent-sized lead. That one down in the dirt, but staying in front of that and doing a nice job is Danville catcher Davis, Trevor Davis. Almost called him Taylor Davis. I'm a Cubs fan, and if you watched over the last weekend, Taylor Davis, their backup catcher, came in and had a very nice game, grand slam against the Cardinals. Welbus steps safely back to the bag on second. Gavin Grancy looked at that one go past him for strike number 2. It's a full count, 1 out, runner on second. Tigers trail by 5. Grancy battling here. Fouls that one back to the soccer field. And Gavin draws the walk, so he'll be on first. Welbus is on second, just 1 out. Alex Poor up to the plate. Poor had a nice RBI double his last go-round in the 5th inning. Miller Calhoun came around to score. Gavin dives back to first base safely. 1-1 count now to Poor. That one popped up, first base side, right to Iggy first, and makes that grab just in front of first base for the 2nd out. So Urbana Tigers down to their last out here. Garrett Fraley at the plate. Fraley started off in center field and has been pitching for the Tigers the last couple of innings. Lights are on here at Prairie Park as the sun has just about set behind these clouds, or looks that way anyway. Cloudy afternoon here in Urbana. Chilly afternoon and chilly evening here in Urbana, that's for sure. Bunton's pitch low for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count now. Here's the delivery from Danville's Joey Bunton. He started off the game catching, is now pitching. Outside for ball number 2. And he kind of just swapped with Trevor Davis, who's now catching, so you don't see that every day. Pitcher moves to catcher, catcher moves to pitcher. What we saw it here, almost a pitch out there, as they thought Urbana might be running there, but nothing going. 3-1 count now. That one down in the dirt for ball 4. Prairie heads to first, and bases are loaded with Donnie Williams coming up to the plate. So Danville wants to talk things over a little bit. They don't want anything to get out of hand here late in this ball game. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. They're up by 5, so they've got quite a bit of a cushion here. But Urbana has bases loaded. Donnie Williams up to the plate. Williams reached first back in the 2nd inning on an E5. Followed by 2 strikeouts, 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. Williams gets a hold of that one. It's driven deep into left field. And what a diving catch out there in left field from Danville. Tough for me to see at first, but very well hit ball by Williams. Urbana thought they were going to play a couple of runs there, but Danville's defense holds up. So the Tigers leave 3 stranded to end the game. It's a 5-run victory for Danville. 8-3 the final of this one. We appreciate you tuning in on the Tigers Media Network. Urbana falls 8-3. We'll see you next time.